Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to the video. If you're new to this channel, because this video has reached you, first off, I'd like to say welcome to Hoang's channel. And we're going to talk about a topic that's been surfacing a lot. It's been trending a lot lately. Now, I never make videos like this, but I kind of wanted to weigh in on the situation because this topic is close to my heart. So I'm sure you've heard by now, if you haven't, it's about a girl in the fitness industry. Her name is Brittany Dawn, and a lot of controversy has been surfacing around it. So I've been following a bunch of pages that has been talking about it. And as of today, which is February 13th, 2019, she has been featured on Good Morning America.
We have another cautionary tale, this one about social media influencers and their businesses. One fitness coach and influencer from Dallas with hundreds of thousands of followers is under fire now after some of her online clients say they were scammed.
The situation goes like this. So Brittany Dawn, she's from North Dallas, Texas. I'm from Texas, Houston, Texas. And Brittany Dawn she has hundreds of thousands of followers. I think like 550,000 on Instagram and then like almost 300K on YouTube.
Dawn has some 550,000 followers on Instagram, another 290,000 on YouTube.
So by no means is that a small following, especially for fitness. And apparently she has been scamming people per se, right? So she's been charging people for macro coaching or just meal plans, and she hasn't sent them anything.
Brunson paid $250 for a 60-day plan of workouts, a personalized nutrition plan, and access to Dawn by phone. But she says while she put in the work, Dawn did not.
We never got anything back other than just, oh girl, you're doing so great. But I'm like, how am I doing great because I'm not losing weight?
So I'm guessing like this has kind of been from a long time ago, but it's just now surfacing. People are just now coming out because they're talking about it more and more and more, and a lot of people have been finding that it's been happening to them as well. So there's like a Facebook page, I think it's called Brittany Dawn Complaints, that has over like 3,000 to 5,000 members in there talking about the same thing, about what's happened to them.
There are nearly 4,000 members of a Facebook group, Brittany Dawn Fitness Complaints.
So she has come out and kind of apologized, but it's been like very, very shady apology.
Brittany Dawn posting an apology on her YouTube channel.
I make mistakes, and that's what this video is here to do, to address it, to say that I am sorry.
But some of her customers saying that apology just isn't enough.
Just overall, it's leaving a really sour taste in my mouth.
And she's saying that she will issue refunds to her clients or people who have bought meal plans from her or whatever, training programs, etc. She will refund them a full amount or maybe X amount, I don't know how much, but only if they sign an NDA.
Some women unhappy with her program, posting screenshots of emails from Brittany Dawn, some showing refunds, the amounts varying from $50 to full refunds if they sign an NDA, but many saying they never heard from her at all.
Okay, so that in itself is kind of like, where's the logic in that? Like, why would you make someone sign an NDA when everything was your fault in the beginning? So that is what has been going on with Brittany Dawn and like the whole topic behind that in the fitness industry. So now that I've given you the rundown on the topic, now I'm going to give you my opinion on everything. First off, I'd like to say that as a fitness coach myself, this is really shitty. There's a lot of things in our industry for fitness coaches that it sucks because people like this kind of cause a bad reputation. My whole thing is, when you have built such a large following from a specific demographic of people, obviously the fitness industry, if people are buying anything from you, whether it be like a meal plan, a workout plan, some shirts, whatever that is your personal branding, it means that they look up to you from a certain aspect. They trust you. You have their trust, and you have great credibility in that industry. And so when you do something like this, not only does it hurt yourself, but it also hurts the industry. And you know, when people spend their hard-earned money, and I think it was $200 for 6 weeks of meal plans, whatever. I don't remember exactly. I don't know exactly, but I think it was 6 weeks. But the dollar amount was $200. And so when it comes down to this type of stuff, you know, it's not about how much money you charge. It's about the service you provide, right? The value that you provide in this type of stuff. So, you know, my opinion on this is just, it's really shitty, you know, because the health industry is, there's a lot of misconstrued messages. So I guess what I'm going into is more so the industry as a whole, right? So let me get this straight. So for me, let me give you a little background also on me. So I have been lifting for 10 years now. And by no means does that make me credible to be a coach. Now, I will say that through all of my years of experience of competing, which is in 7 shows, I have a college degree in exercise science and also nutrition as well. And I've learned a lot of things in terms of, you know, obviously trial and error through my own body and then working with a ton of other people. You know, I can safely say that I have a ton of experience. So my first year of coaching, I did it completely free to all of my subscribers, whoever was subscribed to me, or maybe friends and family. And I kind of trialed myself, you know, obviously, and see, because someone can make themselves look good, but that doesn't necessarily deem them that they can be a great coach, and vice versa, right? So just because, you know, someone doesn't look as great as you would think doesn't mean that they can't make a good coach, right? And so my whole thing with this industry is that there's so many flaws, okay? So there are people now that automatically, if they've gotten super lean to a point, and they're, you know, they're showing their progress on Instagram or whatever, they automatically think that they can become a coach, okay? And then you have those other people who, you know, they've done one show and maybe they won their show, and maybe they didn't win their show. They've done one show and they've only been lifting for a couple of years. They're like, okay, they also say that they're a coach, okay? And then you have the other group, the third group, which is, you know, these people they've competed, they're NPC national qualified, or, you know, maybe they become a quote unquote IFBB pro and they deem themselves worthy of being a coach. I have a problem with all of these 3 categories, and not every single person in those categories, but the majority, and here's why. So when you have someone who is very inexperienced, I don't care if, you know, you looked amazing, you're an IFBB pro now, it still doesn't make you credible for what you do. So my problem with all of this is, first off, if you aren't aware of nutritional science, meaning, because nutrition is a science, right? If you are not aware of that and all you do is meal prep, you don't know how to track macros, you don't know the science behind why macro tracking is so important, and all you do is administer your clients 2 cups of rice, 3 cups of rice, freaking 100 grams of asparagus. I don't know all these bullshit meal plans of people saying, you know, you gotta eat asparagus to drain out the waterway, you gotta eat tilapia to make your skin thin. All of that stuff is bull crap. It is nothing. There is no substance behind it. There is no nutritional science behind it, and that is why so many people have a bad rep of our industry. So many people, because there are thousands and thousands of quote unquote macro coaches or meal prep coaches on Instagram nowadays, because Instagram is their agent. Instagram is their promotion of how they can sell their programs. They automatically deem themselves worthy. And for someone who is very, very inexperienced in this field, and they say, okay, I'm gonna hire a coach. Wow, that guy's IFBB pro. He automatically knows what he's talking about. Let me go to him. Or, you know, you go to a first-time competitor. Wow, he looked amazing. Let me go to him. You know, and this is all personal opinion. Those people could have done so many different types of performance enhancement drugs, meaning steroids, to get them to that point that they're using that as, you know, they're not saying they're taking steroids, obviously, but they're saying that, you know, I achieved this amazing physique. I can help you get to that point. And the problem with all of this is they ruin people's experiences. They, you know, because you guys have to understand that nutrition is beautiful, man. Like fitness, you know, we all work out to be able to, you know, one, live a healthier lifestyle, and two, be able to enjoy the foods that we would like, because that is life. And what I want people to understand who are watching this video is that fitness is supposed to improve your life, not imprison it. You know, you're supposed to be able to eat the foods that you like as long as it makes sense, as long as it fits in your macros to a certain point, right? Of course, you have to eat very healthy. You have to get your essential vitamins and minerals, your micronutrients, obviously. And, you know, internal health is more important than external health. You know what I mean? So, of course, external health is important, but, you know, your bodily functions on the inside is also very important. That's how you're going to live a long life. You're going to live a long, healthy life. You know what I mean? So when you have people like this, and you have people like Brittany Dawn who just look good on Instagram or whatever, people are automatically gonna trust them. You know, like it's like the same thing with a girl who has a really nice ass on Instagram, or like has a nice body because she's genetically gifted. You know, maybe she was born with it, or, you know, maybe that muscle group grows faster than the others, and, you know, they sell these booty programs. And I don't have a problem with that. You know, like, girls want to make their money, whatever. You know, they're not essentially scamming anyone. They're just, you know, kind of giving them false hopes. But in terms of macro coaching, that's where I have a problem, because of sustainability. You guys have to understand that nutrition is supposed to be sustainable for the long term. You know, like these diet fads, like a keto diet, you know, quick weight loss, like all those crash dieting tactics are what a lot of people administer. Like all of these coaches, they administer to their clients because they don't know how to maneuver around internal health. So like, for instance, I had a client, this is a prime example. I had a client who came to me and she had a coach who was giving her 600 calories a day, eating less than 30 grams of fat a day and less than 30 grams of carbs a day. My man, my peeps, how do you survive on bodily functions on a daily basis with that little calories? You're talking about your basal metabolic rate, your physical activity, everything in general, and your afterburn effects from your muscles who are burning fat on a daily basis or burning calories to where every single day you're eating negative calories. So my problem with all of this is, you know, all these people who are poisoning the industry, and it sucks, you know, like, yeah, I don't have a PhD, but also like I have a degree in all this, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. You know, what I really preach to people is longevity. You know, like that's, I don't just talk about it, I also do it. You know, like I'm my own advertisement too, you know, but in a good way. Like what I teach is not just, oh, get ripped abs, you know, get super shredded or get a really nice ass, you know. Never will I use the word toned. To get toned, like I'll never use those. Stay away from people who use that word, by the way, in terms of coaching. You know, but what I teach is sustainability. You know, it's really, really important that, you know, when you have a coach who says, like, let's just say you hire someone and you don't know how to track macros, or even if you do know how to track macros and he gives you a certain meal plan and you ask him why, or, you know, I also had another client who gave him, or who was given a meal plan, who, you know, he was like, when he came to me, he was like, you know, he didn't have a great experience. He's like, would you trip if I ate 1 tablespoon of ketchup? And I was like, of course not. You know, of course not. Why would you trip over that? And so this client was like, yeah, I had a coach who told me, you know, I have to only eat what was on the meal plan. I could not eat anything else. And I couldn't even have ketchup. I couldn't even have hot sauce because it wasn't in the meal plan. I couldn't have too much sodium, whatever. And I was like, what? How is this possible? You know, how do people even live with themselves? Because I know on a daily basis, they don't do that themselves. If you want a donut, go eat a donut. If you want a hamburger, eat a hamburger, you know? Obviously know how to track the macros, know how it fits into your daily diets, and you can still achieve your goals. I'm a prime example of all of that, you know? And so what I'm trying to say, guys, is balance. You know, balance is everything. And I know I've kind of gotten off topic here, so let's just go back to what I think about that. So first off, you know, when you hire these coaches, you know, of course, I want you guys to do your research. Whoever you are and you're watching this and you're interested in hiring a coach for bulking, cutting, whatever it may be, you know, do your research. You know, it's not just about testimonials, because anybody can help someone lose weight, you know, but what happens after is the hard part, you know, the sustainability aspect. Like, ask him that. You know, a coach should be able to teach you everything. You should be able to learn from him. That's what a coach is supposed to do. Instead of just sending you emails once a week, it should be much more than that. It's supposed to be an experience, right? Because you can't just give someone your money and expect to trust them with everything. It's like if you have a lot of money and you give your money to a financial advisor, you don't know who he is, and all he does is tell you to trust him. You obviously want to ask him why. You know, there should be a lot of whys as to why they're doing everything. And that's what you pay them for. It's supposed to be an experience. And, you know, Brittany Dawn, you know, kind of ducking and dodging people, it sucks because, you know, things like this shouldn't happen. And guys, don't be glamorized by so many of these people who are on social media. You know, like for instance, Brittany Dawn. And I'm not trying to talk trash about it, but I'm trying to generalize the whole fitness industry. And, you know, Brittany Dawn, let's just, for example, right? She always shows her transformations. She always shows her super lean body. And you guys have to understand, like, her physique is contest prep ready for women year round. I want you guys to understand that she's at like 13 to 15% body fat year round. You know how unhealthy that is, guys? I want you guys to realize how unhealthy that is for women to maintain that on a year-round basis. What does that tell you? Either she's on a shit ton of performance enhancement drugs, she has an eating disorder, or she just starves herself. You guys have to understand, like, learn to see through the bullshit, you know? And that's why watching people's IG stories are so important, guys. You need to understand and watch people's, you know, coaches, for example, IG stories, not just, you know, their testimonials, but also see how they live their life. You know, are they transparent? Are they everyday people? You know, are they someone that you would vibe with on a daily basis? And also research about their experience, and also like the services that they offer. You know, even if it goes to, you know, them showing the transformations and you DMing that person who they show the transformation about, and then ask them about it. You know, go to their website also and read about the testimonials, and maybe if they have video testimonial, that's much more important. And you know, for me, all I do is just offer VIP coaching, one-on-one, strictly VIP coaching for every single person, because I want everyone who works with me to get a personal one-on-one experience, because they know that they're working with me and there's no question about it. And that's what a lot of people also have. You know, like, you'll hire a lot of these coaches and maybe they don't even do it. You know, maybe because you're hiring these people who have hundreds of thousands of followers or maybe millions of followers, and you give them the benefit of the doubt and you're like, oh, I'm working with so-and-so. Your chances are you're probably not. You know, you're probably just paying this person and they're having like a VA, a virtual assistant, or someone else just doing and sending you the macros, and that's why their communication's strictly through email. You know, there's no physical connection, and that's what's really important as well, especially with someone who you trust your day-to-day health with. You know, like, you have the right to know who you work with. And I want you guys to understand, it's like, you gotta weed out the bullshit. You have to weed out the bullshit, guys. This is such an important factor in all of coaching. Doesn't matter what it is. you know, like even if you do, I know this is really popular now, I don't exactly agree with it, but people do it. But even business coaching, like if you work with a real guru like Andy Frisella, Grant Cardone, if you work with people like that and you're paying them top dollar and you go to these VIP events, you know that it's them doing it, it's not someone else. If you work through email, you know, especially if you're paying top dollar for these things, you know, coaching services are obviously something that is worth the money. So in my opinion, if it's something that has to do with your health, why would you cheap out on it? You know, why would you pay, you know, $80 for 10 weeks of coaching or 2 months of coaching? $80 for 2 months of coaching is 60 days, so less than $1 a day that someone is providing you this quote unquote VIP service to make you a better you. It's not worth it. I promise you guys that. Like, I've worked with coaches before. You get what you pay for, and I swear to you guys, if you do not cheap out on programs like this, if you do your research, if you know, talk to all of these people and coaches about, you know, you gotta limit, you gotta kind of start to funnel all the bullshit and kind of, you know, pick and choose which coach you want to work with, not because he's your favorite influencer, but because he knows what the fuck he's doing. That's also very, very important, you know. I, for one, I don't just show my client achievements, you know, I also show that, you know, everyone messes up. I also tell them that they mess up on a daily basis. Like, I have clients texting me, like this is a client right here that texted me, and clients text me on a daily basis asking me questions, and that's what it's supposed to be about, guys. You know, all of these coaches who are scamming people like you who are watching this, everyday people, out of your hard-earned money, you know, you guys have to be smarter than that, you know. Essentially, it's your fault for hiring shitty coaches and trying to cheap out on it because you thought you can get the same results. Chances are it's not the same, guys. It's really not the same. You don't want to be paying your coach $60 for 8 weeks and he's just saying, oh, great job, and then you're not losing weight. That's not how it goes, guys. You need a coach who is going to be brutally honest with you because he wants you, he cares about your results. Or he or she, doesn't matter, he or she cares about your results. Do your research, guys. Don't cheap out on stuff like this because I promise you it is worth every single dollar. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it's just a rant video, but I kind of wanted to weigh out on this topic because this topic was so important to me and it spoke to me in every single way. And I didn't want to make this video to thrash on people, but I had to just speak on the industry as a whole and share my opinion. I know a lot of people have been coming out and talking about it anyways. So that's my, you know, 2 cents on it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and like, comment, share. Peace out, guys. Talk to you in the next video.